Hi, I'm Max Feinstein.
I'm Johnny Rock. We're here today to talk about a song called Walking Wounded?
Walking Wounded.
Walking Wounded it is.
I'm a walking wounded, but to you I'm just another kindred.
This song is somewhat of an abstract representation of what pain can do to your mind. The things that are logical and reasonable to do for yourself seem completely lethal and wrong, and the lesser ideas, the worse ideas, seem like the good ones. I started writing this song during a period of my life when I was in constant physical pain due to a little bit of osteoarthritis in this region of me, and it started essentially spitballing with a friend. She said something about medicine for her problems, so that kind of got me thinking, okay, I could write something around that.
You're a dose of medicine.
It was one of the earlier songs I'd written with the intent of being on Round of Sound, but at the end we just decided it wasn't going to be a good fit. I sat on it, and my mother died. When we got to recording it, it just had a lot of body, a lot of really informed sadness. You and I are the only performers on it. We had originally tried to get somebody else to come in and play some synthesizers, and when that fell through, we found ourselves in a very comfortable and familiar position of working with one another.
I think we did Round of Sound very much in the same manner. I think you'd said before, we were able to create an orchestra with two people in some spots, and that was just, to me, was just sort of a, the spiritual successor to that, if you will. The Keeper drum take was done in full, and that was just because of the way that we're using the tape. We weren't going to be doing any splicing. We had these guide tracks printed for us, so it was kind of all or nothing on this one because there's no breaks in the arrangement for anybody. It's kind of like once you're in the tune instrumentally, you just you're there. I have a tally in my head of mistakes. If it hits 2 or 3, I just stop. Talk about odd time signatures. What is going on in this song?
This song is what I affectionately refer to as a crippled waltz. What we have here is essentially 5 over an F major 7 and 6 over an A minor, and it's uncomfortable for a little while until you get the catharsis of the 6. You break the tension. Something I strive for is to try and take things that are unusual and put them in a way that people might be more comfortable understanding.
When I did the Nomad drum solo, I definitely borrowed that, a nice extended chunk of that tune, because it was gotta do that again. That's a lot of fun. You used your Blackbird carbon fiber acoustic on this one?
Yes. It's really the only acoustic guitar I've used throughout the entire album. It's my favorite acoustic guitar, so I'm really happy about that. And I had been writing this really melancholic guitar line, a very Steven Wilson kind of Porcupine Tree line. One of my favorite albums is Dead Wing by Porcupine Tree, and this is the kind of song I would have imagined, if I'd written that album, I would have done something like this. We start with a carbon fiber acoustic guitar, a Blackbird acoustic, and we've plugged it into a Boss Super Overdrive, which is now going into a Magnatone amplifier. Just one of the coolest and most coveted vintage vibrato circuits I can think of. And we ended up getting this really dry warble that you can hear on the end of the song.
Yeah, and then that same night we did a bass track, and we didn't really know that that was going to be the final bass track. I mean, not to say I don't think It's not to say you took it any less seriously, but we, I believe, kind of said, well, this is just going to be until we figure out what to do.
Exactly. I think about a month had passed, and I really didn't remember the take sounding as good as it did, and what we have there is what we ended up going with. I had just sort of stuffed it in my back pocket that I was going to keep, a fairly anchored bass line if there was one, and if there wasn't going to be one, it was going to be a low oscillating drone on a synthesizer.
That's cool. You can like destroy it.
That was an experience that typified what this album is about, is new experiences. That was my first time on any sort of synthesizer, let alone a real Cadillac, broken down Cadillac of a synth. So many buttons. He's in love. Oh God, this thing is so f***ing cool.
Sometimes the gear actually, gets something else out of you that you might not have otherwise gotten.
We have my Les Paul, this thingy, in the middle, everything on series, going into a tube screamer type thing, the Death by Audio Interstellar Overdriver, and the EQ into the magnetone. The guitar solo on this song is really just the climax of the just emotional weight in this song. I figured this was probably the highest fidelity I'm gonna reach for a while. Just get the most immersive guitar solo I can, put some wah over it, and just play this really sorrowful solo that we later added some delay to, and that was when it really, really bonded.
I didn't get the video of it, though.
I played a cool solo. Not that you'll ever see it!
He did play that.
The vocals are done rather quickly, too. I think in a span of 40 minutes, according to the video, anyway.
All my pain and problems simply vanish in the context of your weight.
We knew that this one was going to have a lot of effects on it, and that was going to kind of make or break whether or not, we had a good tune. So I invited you to come and choose the effects that you wanted to put on the thing, which I didn't do for everybody else. I mean, this was like just as much a part of the creative process as, say, actually playing the parts and, getting those initial tones.
It was pretty crucial, actually, because it's an awfully repetitious song. That really allowed the song to develop and really have its arcs. Boom, baby! When I got the first mix of it, I was really surprised, honestly, at how just purely sad it sounds. And the density of it. It's not a place I hope to frequent in my life, honestly.
I think you should close this one out. I'm just getting tired of doing the sign-offs. Go ahead.
Get out of here! I'm Max Feinstein. That's Johnny Rock. Thanks for sticking around.
All